By now, you've probably seen our first look video of the Tata Curvv EV, which has been launched today. What has not been launched today is the internal combustion engine version of the Curvv Coupe SUV. It's parked right next to me. We've gotten to see it for the very first time today, up close and personal. And there are quite a lot of details that we know about it as of today. So come with me as I tell you everything about the Curvv ICE in our first look video. But before we begin, please make sure to subscribe to Car and Bike and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time we upload a new video. Now let's take a closer look at the Curvv ICE. So you've seen the Curvv EV by now, and the Curvv ICE is really no different in terms of its appearance. The design is mainly the same, but there are styling differences. As you will see, the front end of the combustion engine model looks slightly more aggressive. There's a little more gloss black treatment that's been given to the front end. There's a part closed grille. It is partially open. You're probably not able to make out in the video, but there's also a gloss black finish down here, and the air intake part is open. And this, being the ICE model, also comes in this gold essence paint finish. Over here you will see the Curvv rides on 18-inch wheels, the same as the EV, but the design of the wheels is a little different. That one has aero inserts, this one is a more regular looking wheel, and the body cladding is gloss black. I'm not sure how this will age over time, but right now it looks quite nice. You've got the Curvv lettering over here on the front door. You will see these flush fitting door handles. These are a first for any Tata car, and I personally am not too fond of them, but they do help make the car more aero efficient. Then we come to the main talking point with the Curvv. It's this sloping roofline which gives it a sportier appearance, and I'm not sure if this will also compromise practicality a little bit, because I sat in the Curvv EV a little bit earlier and I wasn't too impressed by the headroom. So we'll get inside the car in a bit and see what that is like. Over here you will see, once again, there's a high boot lid, a full width LED light bar, nice large Tata logo, Curvv lettering spelled out across the tailgate. There's some gloss black over here to help break up the visual bulk, and you also got this twin split rear spoiler over here, which I think makes the Curvv look pretty interesting, just like the EV. Now it's time to jump inside and see what it's like over there. So once you're inside the Curvv ICE, what you'll realize is it's really not that different from the Curvv EV in terms of its design, in terms of the dashboard layout, in terms of the features. It's really almost identical. The only thing that's different is the color scheme. This car has this really cool burgundy upholstery option, which I think is quite funky. I'm not sure how most people will like it, but I quite like it. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Otherwise, this is a nice, simple, uncluttered dashboard, quite reminiscent of the Nexon EV. You can see that there's a large freestanding touchscreen infotainment system. Here is a full digital instruments display. Down here you will see in the center console, the controls for the climate control system are quite similar to that on the Nexon EV. You've got this gear selector, quite Land Rover like in its appearance. You've got an electric parking brake and auto hold, and there's a dial to select the drive modes. And because this is the automatic, you will see that this also has paddle shifters. As you may remember, in the Curvv EV they're used for regen. Here they're just shifting through gears. Now if I were to talk about the features that are available, this car is also similarly loaded. So you've got, in terms of safety kit, you've got 6 airbags, you've got EPB like we discussed, you've got all-wheel disc brakes, and you've got level 2 ADAS, which brings features such as autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, and the likes. In terms of other features, the front seats are powered, they are also ventilated. You get a 9-speaker JBL sound system. There's just so much on this vehicle. It is fully kitted out, and going through the brochure will take you quite a while. Now let's quickly jump into the rear seat and see what the Curvv ICE is like over there. So now I'm in the back seat of the Curvv ICE, and I have to say this, since I was in the EV just a while ago, this feels more comfortable, primarily because the floor isn't quite as high as it was in the EV. Here the floor is at a much lower height, and what that means is I'm not sitting so knees up. I have decent under thigh support. This is a fairly spacious back seat. I think you will be able to fit 3 adults abreast, though there is a prominent transmission tunnel down here. But to ease the rear middle passengers, there is a dedicated AC vent. You've got charging ports down here, USB Type C and Type A. And the car also has a panoramic sunroof, so the cabin will feel quite airy. And before I forget, the rear seat also has 2 levels of recline. So if you're on a long journey and you really want to stretch out and maybe take a little nap, you will be able to do it in this back seat. Now let's check out the boot space on the Curvv ICE. So like the EV, the Curvv ICE also has a powered tailgate. And once you come closer, you'll see it has 500 liters of boot space. Once you fold down the rear seats, you have 973 liters. And there's also a gesture control function, so you could just wave your boot under the rear bumper to open the tailgate as you need it. In terms of engines, the Curvv ICE will have 3 of them. 2 are turbo petrols. So one of them is the familiar 1.2 liter turbo petrol that we've known from the Nexon, but there is a new 1.2 liter turbo GDI engine. That one produces close to 125 bhp and 225 Newton meters of torque. The third engine is a 1.5 liter cryojet diesel. The good part is, while a 6-speed manual is standard across the range, you will also get a 7-speed dual clutch automatic with all 3 engines, and that I believe will certainly aid customers. Now, the prices for the Curvv ICE have not been unveiled as of today because the launch is scheduled for September 2, with deliveries set to begin right after. So what do you think of the Curvv with its petrol and diesel engines? Do you think this could really make a mark in the compact SUV segment and possibly steal some sales away from the Hyundai Creta? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Let us know what you think of the coupe SUV body style, if you think it is sufficiently stylish or maybe a little bit too big of a compromise on practicality. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and remember to follow Car and Bike.